to all the media, local, nationals, and international. Once again, we would like to welcome you to the island of Bali.
Okay.
Welcome to Bali and Beyond Travel Fair.
Excuse me, Bapak, I have to cut. Gentlemen, Bapak sekalian, mohon maaf untuk memberikan clear karena ada kamera di belakang yang untuk jadi. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind to clear one session of the alleys here so that it give an opportunity for our friends journalists to be able to capture the moment. Thank you very much. Sir, my apology. Please get started and continue.
Thank you. So once again, welcome to the island of Bali. Welcome to Bali and Beyond Travel Fair 2018. We all know that this is the 5th Bali and Beyond Travel Fair. And of course, from year to year, this event is getting bigger and bigger. And this time, we managed to bring 320 buyers from 41 countries. And then we managed to bring 242 exhibitors from 6 different countries, including Thailand, Singapore, Cambodia, Timor-Leste, Uzbekistan, and of course, Indonesia. Many industry coming from all over Indonesia. For example, there are many hoteliers, travel agents, tourist attraction, because they know that this event is important for them to be here to exhibit and to promote their products. And in line with country infusion, Bali and Beyond Travel Fair is proud to take part in the growth of tourism in Indonesia and exposing the 10 new destinations. We have chosen the theme Exploring the Colors of Indonesia for this year's event because we believe in Indonesia perspective and Bali is as the marketplace. This time, again, we are supported by the Ministry of Tourism of Indonesia and as well as the Regency of Badung Regency. Thank you very much. If you have more questions, especially dedicated to me as the chairman of BBTF, you are very welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bapak Ketut Ardana. Let's continue with Bapak Pitana from the Ministry of Tourism of the impact of our tourism as the backbone, as well as the 4 new destinations. We're going to restart the story again, but this time you can share with us in depth. Okay, baik. Mr. Pitana is just going to respond to all your questions on your interest with the new 4 destinations that outlined earlier, which is Toba from Sumatra. Now you're testing my memory, right? The south of Lake Toba, the south of Sumatra, North Sumatra, and then we have Borobudur, the Central Java. We have Labuan Bajo, Flores, and then the other one is Mandalika in Lombok. Thank you very much. So for those who are interested on the new destination that has been developed as part of the priority in Ministry of Tourism, please do raise the question after. But I'm just going to run through all our speakers. And the next one, Pa Ardika. Pa Ardika, would you like to share anything? Okay. Pa Ardika, ready to answer any question. Ms. Ardika is the former Minister of Tourism, and Ms. Ardika is specializing, if I may say, bringing the principle of Bali philosophy of Trihita Karana, which is the balanced living for the relationship between human and human, human and God, human and nature, the secret of happiness. Correct, Pa? All right, next. And then I will have Bapak Badra, the head of tourism of Badung Regency. Is also the co-host of the 5th BBTF, and then Badung Regency, the Soul of Bali.
Okay, thank you, Mayoka. Badung Regency, especially this on the 5th BBTF, this event, fully supporting. We co-host this time. And as you know about tourism, for Badung Regency is the backbone. So we main BBTF as our marketplace. So we fully support for this event. So hopefully buyers meet sellers and make a good deal about the business. And so we mean if you can all the effort of arriving, sending the tourists international arrival for Badung Regencies will be fine. And our targeting this year about 7 million international arrival. And by doing that, so we are with our partner, Badung Tourism Board. Every month, we are doing the sail mission to many different countries and try to mix the business happen to create a wider market for selling the industry, especially hotel, restaurant, spa, golf, and many others business. We can creating a new market for Badung Regency. Hopefully, BTPTF in the futures will be a big marketplace, and we will be support for next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Bapak Badra. And the next one is Mr. Johan Handoyo, Chief Operation Officer of Sababay Winery, on how wine is become one of the catalysts of gastronomy destination. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes, I just add a little bit about the role of Sababay. I mean, we are very happy that our government is doing a wonderful job in promoting tourist destinations all across Indonesia. However, since the very beginning, Sababay is very interested to add content and context into that strategy set by the government. What I meant by content and context is pretty much like, let's say Mandalika, for example. Mandalika is going to be the top destination, the next top destination. But if we go to Mandalika at the moment, we will quickly see that human resources, for example, it's still, there are a lot of things to do as our homework, preparing them with knowledge about hospitality knowledge, knowledge about culinary, gastronomy, one example. So we do a lot of training all across Indonesia. At the moment, we have presence in 22 areas across the nations. So we do have training programs that we prepare the students, tourism students, people that are already in the hospitality and F&B business, mostly about gastronomy and about wine. We are also planning to create contents in terms of online applications, and also books to promote Indonesian gastronomy. I think that's pretty much that we are going to do in our pipeline.
Fantastic. There's a lot more that we can share about gastronomy. Tourism growth in Indonesia was recorded as one of the best in the world among the top 20 fastest growing travel destination, which means that the nation growth rate is on par with the global standard. All efforts are choreographed by the Ministry of Tourism. And with regret that he cannot join in, and Pak Pitana will ready to answer all his program and strategy for 2019. He is a visionary. He has so many programs. I think to catch up with the minister is quite a challenge. Is that right, Papa? So this is something that media can find out further. And then as supported by the Indonesia president, Mr. Jokowi, who is committed to developing tourism industry. Tourism has set as the nation leading sector, listed in 2018 government work and priority after agriculture. So again, as mentioned, agriculture in on grape growers is a new potential. This is something that is interesting to find out more. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have Mr. Chi Si-hee, the President of ASEAN-TA. Would you like to share your thoughts? Thank you.
Just in short, just call me Sam Chiava, dear. I'm actually here to support the BBTF. I believe this is one of a very important event for the region, not only for Bali and Indonesia. ASEAN-TA being the tourism association for the 10 ASEAN countries, we actually would like to promote travelers or tourists that come to this part of the world to explore at least 2 destinations. At least 2 destinations. So you will have more to see the diversity in ASEAN. But from today, from what we have seen in the presentation today on culture, heritage by Bapa Adhika, and I believe I was actually mesmerized by the presentation just now. So it's all about tourism, it's all about sustainable tourism, it's all about, I remember, the mind, the spirit, and the body. So I'm mesmerized. And on the sustainable tourism part of it just now, I'm again mesmerized by the statement that was made just now, that the world can support our needs, but not our greeds. Thank you, Papa. That is very, very inspirational. And I really look forward that we will have more support because of the intra-ASEAN travel. Because intra-ASEAN travel, as what Papa mentioned just now, we are looking, Indonesia at the moment, Bali looking at Malaysia and Singapore traffic. We are also looking towards traffic from Indonesia. So ASEAN will support each other. And I'd like to congratulate the Ministry of Tourism and also ASETA for successfully organize the Bali and Beyond Travel Fair for 2018. Thank you very much, Will.
And then last but not least, another a beautiful lady right end of among the gentlemen, Miss Chai Si-lin, President of CHATA. Would you like to share with me your thoughts? Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Chai Si-lin, the President of Cambodia Association of Travel Agents. I have an honor to be invited as VIP buyer today in BBTF by organizer, the President of SITA. I found that for Cambodian market to the Bali, actually Bali we have known already as the place for honeymoon package. Yeah, as we have promoted as a honeymoon package because of the flight connection is not so good, so it likes a lack. Yeah, for Cambodian market, it's not many people to come here because of the flight connection. So after the BBTF, I will promote more to the travel agent as my member, and next year I will introduce the BBTF to my members, and we want to promote more. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. As noted, Bali and Beyond Travel and Fair 2018 is proud to take part in the growth of tourism in Indonesia and then recognized as Indonesia leading international travel fair. From the information that I got here, sellers, 2018 now up to 241, meaning the actual is an increasement of 28.19%. Buyers and trade buyers, to compare from last year, now is actual 320, which is an increase of 60.80%. And then fully hosted buyers and media, again, another increase of 81.70%. And then up to 149, and then Bali transaction, and this is, I love when it comes to numbers and dollars. The dollars is 593,310,000 million. 593,310 million, and then in rupiah 7.71 trillion. So this is quite a progress because this is the 5th Bali and Beyond travel fair, meaning that BBTF is no longer a baby. So coming soon, we run and grow fast. We go 17 immediately, ba? So as soon as we learn to walk, we go 17. We dating as much as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna leave it to you all for questions and answer. Yes. Microphone. Thank you. It seems like the committee has run away from me. I'm gonna walk and enjoying the little walk.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Motaz Othman from MICE Middle East in Jordan. As well, we are doing honeymoon Middle East. First of all, we'd like to thank you so much for this great invitation and this professional organization with the numbers the lady says, hundreds. This is a really big job. The thing that my question is about, what incentives are you offering for meeting planners? You know, Bali is a perfect destination for meetings and conventions. But do you offer incentive? Other countries in the area, they are offering, you know, incentives. They are even giving money to the planners to come and to make meetings and conventions in Bali. My second question about honeymooners. Is there any promotion or incentives for honeymooners to come from the Middle East? You know, Bali is a warm city, and the hospitality is something very special. And thank you so much again.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Would you like to address those questions to the ministry, to Bali, or to anyone in particular?
Well, it's up to you.
Okay,
You are the...
and then it's mine. Pak Pitana. Of course, I love to give it to Pak Pitana first. No, we're going to go answer straight away. Thank you, Bapak.
The first questions about incentive we offered to the MICE activities. MICE activities is really one of our main product in Indonesia because we realized the growth of MICE is very significant lately. And what the government do, well, we support the MICE activities by together with the private industry investing in the bidding process. So when there is some bidding, let's say for whatever MICE to be done, meeting to be done in Indonesia, for the association, for example, or for the industries, then we are happy to work together with the industry to do the bidding. Secondly, whenever they arrive in Indonesia, we have our hospitality, for example, with the, well, let's say cultural performance, dinner, whatever needed by the organizer. About honeymooner, yes, we have our program for promoting honeymooner because Bali, Batam, Bintan, and Jogja are very famous now as the destination for honeymooner as well as for wedding. For example, 2 months ago, I went to India with my friends from industry to promote Bintan and Yogyakarta as the destination for honeymooner. So we support the industry to do so. Maybe from Asita will have some additional.
Thank you so much. As what Mr. Pitana explained to you, that actually you just name it, whatever product you want.
We have it.
Yeah, we have. We just spread out all over this archipelago, especially Bali as the center of tourism in Indonesia. You just name it, what you want. You want honeymooner, you want specializing spa, you want yoga, you want only being on the beach drinking beer. We have all those products. There is no problem. So please just send your clients to Indonesia. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Bapa. That's why the event called Exploring the Colors of Indonesia, because Indonesia is so rich and we have so many activities that you can imagine. So as Pak Pitana and Pak Ketut say that, you name it, from honeymoon, MICE business, digital tourism, gastronomy, homestay, ecotourism, nature-based, because Indonesia is diversity. So everything is in here. All right. Next, does it answer your question? Okay. If I may, next to the next question, please. Yes. Okay. I love the walking. That's okay. A good exercise for me, you know.
Hi, John Savage from eGlobal Travel in Sydney, Australia. The question I've got, and thank you very much for a very, very informative panel. We're thoroughly enjoying it. But my question is this, exploring the colours of Indonesia, and you just touched on that. I'm not too sure exactly what that means. Can somebody explain to me exactly what exploring the colours of Indonesia mean? And I'm not being funny or silly here. I just don't quite get it.
Okay, thank you. Any particular person you like to address the question? So I will give it to the Pak Badra. Pak Badra, maaf, Pak Ketut Ardana.
Thank you. Exploring the colors of Indonesia. As you know, in this country we have over 17,000 islands, from west to east. We have, so every island that you stop, you will find different culture. You'll find different nature. You'll find different way of life of people. You see? So that is why our BBTF this time, we would like to, the theme, exploring the colors of Indonesia. This is because of the very colorful of this country, Indonesia. You see, everywhere you go, you'll find something different, everywhere. Whether it is the people, whether it is the culture, the nature, way of life, the, what is that, the food, it's also very colorful. Yeah. So if you come to Bali, I believe that you've been many times to the island of Bali, you know already. For example, if we're talking about the food, you have experience, but when you go across to Lombok, you'll find different kinds of food there. Then if you go across to Labuan Bajo, for example, again, you'll find different things there. Nature is also like that, you see? So from one island to the other, you will see other beauties. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to add? Pak Badra, would you like to add more, Bapak? All right. Then in that case, Pak Ardika. Pak Ardika? Okay. All right. I really think if we talk about exploring the colors of Indonesia, when we talk about colors, we're talking about nature, the color of nature, the color of heritage, culture, traditions, food, everything that related to that. Any further question? Is there any other? Yes, thank you.
Hi, my name is Joy Chakravarti. I just wanted to ask from the panel a couple of questions. One was, when I came this time, it was visa on arrival and it was a free visa. And I remember coming over here about 5 or 6 years ago, and I had to pay for arrival the visa money. So is that something that has been consciously done, and when was this implemented, and whether this is for how many countries, if you can give me an idea of that. And secondly, what I wanted to ask was the Badung Regency Chairman, he told us about having a golf tournament next year as part of it. And I just wanted to know how big a role sports plays, because you have done everything with culture, with gastronomy, but not much on sports. So can you just tell me if there's sports tourism, what are your plans to do things about it in the coming years?
Pak Badra, would you like to answer that? Oh, Pak Ketut dulu. Pak Pitana, maaf.
Thank you, Joy Chakrabarti from India. Visa-free policy is designed to ease people entering the country. We learn from our neighboring countries, Malaysia, Thailand, and Singapore. It is very easy to enter the country. Why it is too difficult to enter Indonesia? That was the first question. It was discussed since Pak Ardika was minister. I remember that. Based on the policy of the president, that tourism is the priority of our development, then we are successful in convincing the parliament as well as other ministry to give a relaxation on the visa policy. We did it gradually, and starting last year, we have issued presidential decrees giving free visa policy for 169 countries and territories. By territories, I mean like Macau, Hong Kong. It is part of China. So I mentioned 169 countries and territories. And based on our study, this visa-free policy is really effective because it increased around 21% of the tourist arrival. We learn from many countries about that. Not only visa-free policies, we have also they regulate a number of regulation. For example, in the demolition of the cabotage principle for cruise. Before, cruise cannot embark and disembark their passenger here in Indonesia. If they embark in Singapore, they have to disembark in Singapore. But since last year, we issued this regulation. The regulation, we call it cabotage. They can embark anywhere and they can disembark anywhere in Indonesia, especially in 5 ports in Indonesia. We have a lot of deregulation activities because we realize one of the problems is the difficulties of people entering the country. Thank you.
I just give you another information about the what we have doing for events. Yeah, Badung Regency, we just had a marine festival. This will be a lot of things like competition, like a soccer international competition, and we get involved like many countries, and also we have a dragon boat festival. Yeah, and also we have talking about music. Yeah, this music is a Bali blues. So we have another entertain, and also we have like a golf tournaments, and also surfing competition. That's world titles, and also many others. We have attraction, invited many countries and also members of groups get involved in marine festival, and also. We want to creating a carnival, yeah, like a costume carnival. So next year we have we are creating a carnival like what you call? Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, Rio de Janeiro carnival. So that will be kind of 3 days in event. Invited many different countries get involved for the carnival next year. So this will be very interesting, you know. So to invite it, groups of carnival all over the world come to Bali, joining the Carnival Festival next year. Thank you.
Pak Ardika, would you like to add a little bit about
regarding the free visa policy? I just like to underline what the Minister of Tourism of the Republic of Indonesia already in the very, very right track already. Why? As I mentioned earlier in my presentations, traveling is a human right. So based on this, the travelers has the right to travel to visit any corner of this planet, basically. For that reason, accessibility or facilities should be widely open. For that reason, United Nations World Travel Tourism Organizations advise and accelerate program to the state members to take the policy of widening accessibility for travelers. So I think really the good and very correct policy has been adopted by the minister. We have to appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, Ibu Mimi, TTG. Anyone can
Thank
help
you,
with the microphone?
Mimi
Okay,
Hudoyo
then.
from TTG Asia. I have 3 questions. The first question is to Pak Ardika. Pak Ardika, you mentioned that Bali's tourism development is based on culture. And we have just read some news that Bali, that Cartoon Network theme park is coming into the 2020 in Bali. Do you think that is suitable for Bali? What do you think about such a theme park coming into Bali? Why not other destinations? To Pak Ardana. Pak Ardana, in a couple of years, the minister have requested that BBTF is becoming inbound and outbound travel mart. What is the situation today? Is it coming on way, or are you sticking on the original plans that this will only be an inbound travel mart? And my last question is to Pak Pitana. Pak Pitana, now that you are concentrating on only 4 destinations to develop, what are the emphasis of them? And also, is safety and security becoming part of, integral part of these developments, looking at the recent incident in Toba? Thank you.
Thank you, Bu Mimi. I hope that you don't have any question to me, but since you are my old friend, you... Well, yeah. No, I'm just joking. This is a good question. I just like to refer again basically on my presentation. Tourism or traveling basically is human being business, people to people business. So when people to people contact, it means include the way of life, thinking, creations that we call as culture. For that reason, tourism will bring the interchange of culture. You can't avoid this. This is number 1. Secondly, Balinese culture or Indonesian culture is, as a nation, an open culture. It's not closed culture. We are open to interact with any culture outside of the country or the island. For that reason, any new idea come to Bali, we welcome, as long as, this is the underline, as long as, number one, doesn't against the basic principles, values in Bali or in Indonesia. Secondly, that could contribute enhancing new creation or new development of creativity with new product, but based on local values. So I think that is the basic principle. Whatever theme park will come to Bali should follow these basic principles. As long as online, this principle most welcome. Thank you, Mimi.
So now it's my turn to answer, Mimi. Yes, you're right. At the very beginning, we actually would like to make this BBTF only for inbound, okay? And then our Minister of Tourism, Mr. Arif Yahya, on the third BBTF, he already suggested us, not only the inbound, but also to bring exhibitors from outside to this event. We were trying to do so actually on the BBTF, the fourth BBTF, but unfortunately we didn't manage to get the exhibitors from outside at that time. But now we already proved it. We already proved that we managed to bring 5 exhibitors. I mean, exhibitors from 5 different foreign countries, 6 including Indonesia. So we have Singapore, we have Thailand, we have Timor-Leste, and then we have Uzbekistan, and we also have Thailand, of course. And actually from Thailand itself, there are 10 exhibitors joining. The Minister of Indonesia wanting that this BBTF will become a marketplace. You see, if we don't do that, other people will do that. So we must do this, yeah? So we'll bring the tour operators, wherever they're coming from, to this BBTF, and also the exhibitors, wherever they are coming from. We just open, and then they will be gathering here in this international event. As I mentioned earlier, that we would like to make BBTF bigger and bigger and bigger in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Bu Mimi. With regard to the new Bali, beyond Bali, especially in the 4 Toba, Borobudur, Mandalika, and Labuan Bajo, we have 3 main focus or main areas of development. The first is public infrastructure. The second is human resource development. And then the third is investment for amenities. So these are mainly 3 areas of our focus. And then what about security and safety? It goes without saying. Security and safety is the conditio qua non for all tourism development. It is a must, it is prerequisite. So we are very concerned on that. And of course, safety and security is also associated with the infrastructure, as you mentioned before, in Danau Toba. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Mimi, with all the questions. And then I would like to welcome Mr. Asnawi Bahar from Asita Jakarta, Indonesia. Would you like to join us here? Normally, if someone comes the last, that person is always got a little punishment. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's ask Mr. Asnawi Bahar to share his thoughts, and then let him take his 2-second breath after running.
Selamat siang, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for coming late to this press conference, but I think we are here to attending the press conference and the opening of the BBTF. Asita Indonesia would like to congratulate with the organizing of the BBTF that will be held in 2018 and is very proud that this BBTF event consistently being held with very good progress. The service, the program and the participants are improving, and with the improving of many aspects of the activity, Central of Asita hope through this BBTF that the target of the 17 million tourists can be achieved this year. Through the BBTF, we hope to keep doing evaluation to improve the tourism industry better than management, regulation, and post licensing of travel agencies, forbidding unregulated tour guides to bring tourism. Foreign travel agencies cannot operate in Indonesia without the cooperation with travel agent, the member of Asita. And lastly, of course, the cooperation with the stakeholder and the government to keep improving, benefited from one another. Finally, we say congratulations to the committee of and the extended family of Asita Bali for the success BBTF this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Asnawi Bahar. Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue with any further questions.
Hello, my name is Hazel Saldana from Dubai. I have two questions. When we think Indonesia, Bali comes immediately to the mind, to me and to everybody. What does the Tourism Ministry of Indonesia or the government do to promote other destinations, knowing that Indonesia has got a lot of potential? As you said, you have so many islands, colors of Indonesia, diversification. Are there any clear and loud and strong plans? Maybe I shouldn't say this because I'm sitting in Bali now, but it's a question. And another one is, what does Indonesia or Bali or any of your tourism activities or the plans encompass to promote Indonesia as a family destination, where parents can say, okay, this is an ideal place, you know. Being a mother, I faced through such challenges, you know, to take my children. So sure. How would you address that during your travel fairs and conferences and so on? So any of you can answer it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So very good questions. We are looking into the promotion strategy, marketing for other part of Indonesia, and I would like to ask Pak Pitana to share his thoughts.
Thank you, my friends from Dubai. We promote Bali, we promote other part of Indonesia beyond Bali using at least two strategies. The first strategy is using Bali. There is a study organized by our consultant saying that the brand of Bali is much higher than the brand of Indonesia. Because of that condition, so to sell other part of the country, it is good to sell through Bali. That's why I'm really I'm supporting very much the event called Bali and Beyond travel fair. So use Bali as the gateway, use Bali as the main attraction, and then after Bali, what next? That's second level. So selling beyond Bali through Bali. Secondly, we are also very aggressive now in promoting the destination directly. So we have a lot of program selling Joglo Semar. Joglo Semar is Borobudur, Semarang, and Jogja. We have a lot of sales mission. We have a lot of promotion, branding outside Bali, outside Indonesia, featuring Borobudur, featuring Semarang, featuring Solo, featuring Mandalika, Komodo, and so forth and so forth. For example, if you notice in the social media right now, we are promoting Komodo, Borobudur, Toba, and also Mandalika in Russia during the FIFA World Cup right now. We wrap 20 buses and 100 of taxi in Moscow right now, Moscow and St. Petersburg. So that is what we are doing. Again, my point is, we are not only selling Bali, we also sell the other part of Indonesia. The second question about, what about the family destination? Well, the term is confusing because it means everything. We try to develop family destination or what we call friendly destination for Lombok, for West Sumatra, Sumba, and also for Aceh. This is triggered by some issues that there are a lot of destinations which is not really friendly for family, only friendly for men. I don't know what to talk in detail about that.
No, we skip that part.
I skip that part. So that's why we are now trying to develop family-friendly destination. Of course, Bali is part of the family-friendly destination. And we are now developing Lombok as an example of that, what we call friendly family destination. Thank you.
Great answer. Thank you, Pak Pitana. Bapak Asnawi, would you like to add on the response? Yes? Oh, no. Okay. Anyone else would like to respond further? No? All right. Thank you. I give one more question, and then we're going to wrap up with this press conference.
Hi, good evening. Madhura Katti from eGlobal India. You're focusing on 4 destinations among the 10 destinations you have chosen. I just want to know, when will you bring the other 6 on board? Are they getting ready? What is the plan to promote all the 10 destinations together?
Okay, one good question. We focus on the 4. We have 10 new destinations. We focus on 4. What happened to the other 6?
We have our master plan, 2012-2025. In the master plan, we have 222 destinations to be developed. 222 in 34 provinces. Out of 222 destinations to be developed, we choose 88 destinations. 88. But we cannot do that. So we try to refocus again. We try to find the top 10 beyond Bali, Jakarta, and Riau Islands. We are not talking about Bali, Jakarta, and Riau Island because they are already established. We don't prioritize it again in terms of infrastructure. Of course, we take care of these 3, but the 10 destinations are beyond these 3. beyond Jakarta, Bali, and Riau Islands. And then we have 7 criteria in choosing what should be the top 10 priority. It is done by the consultant, and it comes out with what we have 10 new Bali now. After doing that for 2 years, again, we evaluate that, and we try to refocus again. So it is already before focus, another focus, then it could be super focus, macro focus. And the macro focus is Toba, again, Borobudur, Mandalika, and Komodo. Because we want to make really this 4 destinations ready by the end of 2019. What about the other destination? Of course, we are Indonesia, we cannot neglect other destinations. But of course, our concentration is only, we are focusing our concentration on these 4. Are we developing Manado? Yes, we develop Manado also, because Manado is very a growing destination for Chinese. Are we developing Raja Ampat? Yes, because Raja Ampat is the best diving spot destination. So we develop and we take care of all destinations in our country. However, our focus for infrastructure development are only in these 4 to make it ready by 2019. Thank you. I believe in the power of focus.
Thank you, Bapak Bitana. Let's give another big hand. I think it's good that you don't mention about 17 million islands of Indonesia to focus, or otherwise 220 for a start is good, and down to 4. Because when we talk about focus, we're talking about building infrastructure, accessibility, resources, association that support human resources, and the product development as well as the community. So there are plenty to play with. I'm just glad we're not talking about 17 million, 17,000 islands. Okay. Very good. All right, one last, and then we're going to do a wrap-up. This is very Indonesian. We're going to say one last. There's another one. Okay, super focus.
Okay, thank you. Maybe the last question.
Questions, yes?
Maybe this is for BBTF itself, about maybe the Minister of Tourism, or is it the BBTF is in a good track or in the right track to become famous as a travel fair in the world, maybe
Indonesia leading.
ITB Berlin, which side that we can improve to be growth year by year, to be famous and achieve
Travel
the
fair. Wonderful question.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what is the prospect? How do we see the future? Will we go global, just like ITB Berlin, or name any other travel fair? Anyone, Pak Ardana, would you like to answer?
You probably know that in Indonesia, we don't have such a big event, a big promotion event. Although we have a number of what we call travel mart or tabletop, you know, in several big cities, but it's not as big as this, okay? And Indonesia, as a big country, we have 250 million people, if I'm not mistaken. So, of course, this kind of event, we have so beautiful country, this kind of event is needed, So then we thought that having BBTF in Bali, because Bali has a magnet, yeah. So when we inviting buyers from all over the world, if I may say, it's not so difficult. Rather than having this event in other city, yeah. So Bali already have a magnet. So inviting buyers, inviting exhibitors is a lot easier. And of course, we would like to make this Bali and Beyond Travel Fair become bigger and bigger in the future, and which will be equal with other promotion event or in other part of the world, like for example in Singapore they have ITB Asia, like in Japan they have JATA, and I think in Cambodia also have one, and almost in every country have one of those. So again, what I would like to say is, being a big country, Indonesia, we must have this international promotion event, and that is Bali and Beyond Travel Fair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that answer, let's give another big hand to all our panelists. Thank you very much for all the speakers, and thank you very much for all the journalists to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, for sure you can ask and find our speakers in a later stage, but we have to wrap up right now. On behalf of the committee, I would like to again thank you for you to be here. And this is the first day, so we're gonna have the welcome dinner.